When is the next Bitcoin halving? One of the key moments in the cryptocurrency industry is the halving of the price of Bitcoin. It's crucial to keep track of the upcoming Bitcoin halving dates and be ready. The second Bitcoin halving is anticipated to take place in March 2024. Although it is hard to pinpoint the precise day, given that halvings often take place every 4 years, we may anticipate that Bitcoin's next halving will take place in 2024. Check out the BTC halving countdown above to keep track of the precise day when the event will occur. The last Bitcoin halving is anticipated to occur in the year 2140. Of the total 21 million Bitcoins available, the final Bitcoin will also be mined at this time. 3 halving events have taken place for Bitcoin since its initial creation and debut in 2009. The first Bitcoin price halving took place on November 28, 2012. On July 9, 2016, a second halving took place. On May 11, 2020, the price of Bitcoin was halved for the last time, although the 4-year rule is not inflexible. These dates demonstrate that it does indeed take nearly that long to achieve each next BTC halving. The next one is anticipated to occur in 2024 because of this. Additionally, it's crucial to examine the procedure closely in order to comprehend the significance which these halves carry. A phenomenon known as Bitcoin halving occurs when mining incentives are cut in half. In turn, this causes the supply rate of new Bitcoins to be cut in half. With those words, Bitcoin halving means halving of mining rewards equals halving of new Bitcoins entering the market. Over 19 million Bitcoins are now in use. However, there are just a little more than 2 million Bitcoins remaining to be mined because there will never be more than 21 million of them. These 2 million Bitcoins won't be mined for another 100 years or so due to the BTC halving, though. Understanding the halving procedure in its entirety requires first understanding how the blockchain technology that underpins Bitcoin functions, since you're seeking for dates when Bitcoin will halve. As you presumably already know, Bitcoin is based on a cutting-edge technological system known as the blockchain. A blockchain is essentially a database or digital ledger where data is kept. This data is presented in the form of transactions for Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Blocks containing transactional data are saved and then chronologically linked. Each and every transaction's date of completion is readily apparent. Additionally, it aids in avoiding contentious problems like duplicate expenditure. A certain number of transactions appear in each block. For the confirmation of the transactions, there must be some sort of verification procedure in place before the block can be accepted as genuine and put to the blockchain. This is where miners step in, who are frequently the ones most anxious about the next Bitcoin halving dates. In order to validate the transactions occurring on the blockchain, miners use either their own computers or sophisticated mining equipment. These verifications are accomplished by computers, machines, resolving extremely difficult mathematical problems. When a miner completes the calculations and validates a block, they are rewarded with them. During each Bitcoin halving cycle, a certain number of BTC is set as the block reward. This procedure is referred to as proof of work, at least, that is how it is abbreviated. In its simplest form, Bitcoin halving is a procedure that was incorporated into the coding of the cryptocurrency during development. This phenomena aims to artificially increase the cryptocurrency's price inflation component. Every 210,000 blocks that are mined, Bitcoin halves in value. Since it takes around 9 to 10 minutes to mine a single block, it takes about 4 years for each halving to occur. Considering that the number of people that use BTC is expected to increase, as mining grows more challenging, its price ought to increase dramatically as a result. The price of BTC, or more specifically, the value of one Bitcoin, is one of the factors that contribute to its high level of anticipation. What happens to it once it is halved? Each time BTC's halving date comes around, the price of this specific cryptocurrency asset soars. At least, that's what's happened with the 3 halves that have previously happened in the history of Bitcoin halving. BTC was about $12 just before the first halving in 2012, in front of the impending halving. The asset peaked at a price of over $1,200 after the first halving due to further occurrences that also occurred at the same time as this one. Due to the fluctuation in Bitcoin's price as well as other factors, the second halving was perhaps one of the more important ones. The fact that it occurred during the massive bull run known as the crypto winter, as well as other factors. A crash without precedent follows. The cost of one Bitcoin was around $650 prior to the second halving. When the price was cut in half, the market began to experience some positive sensations. BTC finally rose to approximately $19,000 in price. Then came the crypto winter, and the value of all cryptocurrencies plummeted. At its lowest, BTC dropped to less than $4,000 USD. Bitcoin's price was over $9,000 prior to the most recent halving in 2020. Following the halving, BTC surpassed a record high of $67,549 before once more falling to little under $20,000 and remaining there for some time. Now, a crucial element that must be stressed and considered in this case is that although examining the Bitcoin halving dates is helpful, it also doesn't truly provide the full picture. Take the most recent halving, for instance. You can see the date, May 11, 2020, and how the price of Bitcoin changed a year later, going from about $9,000 to roughly $70,000. It might be simple to assume, wrongly, that the Bitcoin halving cycle will continue following this pattern. These halvings have a direct impact on enormous price fluctuations, but the truth is a little bit different. Instead, these price fluctuations often result from a mix of factors, with the Bitcoin price halving being only one of them. The whole cryptocurrency sector had a massive uptick in popularity throughout 2021, which subsequently affected the rise in price of the majority of cryptocurrencies, having stated that this is not appropriate. Away from the reality that BTC halvings do, in fact, influence fluctuations in the price of Bitcoin. These occurrences are highly anticipated and have a distinct pattern. Whether or not it will continue is unknown. So, we'll have to wait and watch when Bitcoin's next halving dates come around. Obviously, anytime. The majority of people instantly think of Bitcoin halving dates, which is followed by taking into account how it will impact the price of BTC. Investors are mostly affected by the latter subject. Indeed, as far as these halvings are concerned, cryptocurrency investors are among the most hit groups. As it frequently has a highly favorable effect on Bitcoin's price, a lot of investors seek to amass Bitcoin over time. If you find this video useful, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.